Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the new newswire that came out for Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC today. So to start off, I'll skip right to the new features and updates section, because the rest of the stuff at the top was pretty much covered on the first video I did on the PC version that was announced, which I did on the day it was announced, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, onto the new features and updates section. I found like the bottom half of it pretty much to be interesting for this first paragraph here, where it says new graphical and technical enhancements for deeper immersion include. So to start off, it says increased draw distances for better navigation. So by draw distances, I'm pretty sure it means like how far you can see from a certain location. For example, on a mountain, your draw distance is probably going to be the best it can get on like the top of a mountain. So that's really a good way to show that off, which I feel like the screenshot that's below it kind of shows off the draw distance mainly. There's some other parts of it as well that are shown off in that same picture. And then there's higher quality global illumination. I'm confused what exactly that second one would mean. By global illumination, I'm guessing it means something about like lighting, since I remember hearing that lights, of course, illuminate. So I guess that has to do with the lighting of the game, I suppose. And then this further one confuses me even more. It says and ambient occlusion. I'm pretty sure I heard ambient occlusion's already in the PS4, Xbox One, PS4 Pro, and Xbox One X versions of the game. Pretty sure it's on all 4 of those versions already. Or at least ambient occlusion used to be in the game. From what I've heard, an update randomly removed like ambient occlusion, and I guess they added it back in another update or something, I'm not sure. I believe there's videos out on the internet about the ambient occlusion situation and how it was like removed and stuff like that. I believe it was added back though in a later patch, I'm not entirely sure. So I don't know if they actually removed the ambient occlusion for good for the game, because maybe it made the game not run very well on the consoles, I don't know. Though either way, ambient occlusion is going to be a really big change for the PC version in some capacity. Doesn't say in like what way though, so that's why it's very confusing in my opinion. It says for improved day and night lighting, however that's basically what it does like on consoles as well, back when it was on there, I remember. Plus, it might still be on there, by the way. I just know at one point I recall hearing the ambient occlusion was removed. Once again, I'm not sure if it was added back, but either way, back into higher quality snow trails. The screenshot below really shows that off well, I would imagine, as well. So that's definitely pretty nice. Improved reflections and deeper, higher resolution shadows at all distances. So I wonder how like detailed shadows will be, like from the like top of a mountain and stuff like that. Will it be as great of detail as something like the draw distances? Pretty curious to know on that. But regardless, I don't think I'm going to be getting the PC version, unfortunately, because I don't think my laptop can handle the game, though I'm not entirely sure. Because I'm not a very big like PC spec person or whatever. And then tessellated tree textures. Honestly not sure what that would be at all. And then it says improved grass and fur textures for added realism in every plant and animal. So wonder how much more realistic the animals and whatnot would look compared to on console and stuff. Because I feel like they already look pretty good as is. But regardless, I'll be going on to the next clip. Alright, on to the next paragraph here. And the next couple of screenshots might only be going over to one, by the way. with the snow in it, because I feel like the one below the next paragraph is kind of just there to make the newswire look more flashy and whatnot. Or, of course, as well to show off more of the PC version. So for that second one with the boat in it, I didn't really gather anything from that one personally. But yeah, that picture with the snow or whatever, that might be from like one of the first couple missions back in like chapter 1. Just a little FYI there. But yeah, it shows off quite a few of the changes, I would say. Not sure how well some of the changes are shown off in the screenshot though. But I would imagine there's a good look at the increased draw distance, I would say. And then also the better detailed like snow trails as well. This is definitely a really good image of that. And then there's animals in the background as well. I believe it's just horses back there, but still could show off some of the more realism that they put into with the animals, of course. And then there's of course trees in the background, so I don't know if that one thing about like trunks of like trees and stuff like that, whatever it said earlier, I don't know if that's in there as well. But yeah, on to the next paragraph. It mentions that it also includes HDR support, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that's something that the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X can already do, is HDR support. I'm not sure if it's like in general or if it's only for select games, so I don't know if Red Dead Redemption 2 has HDR support on PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. Though I'm pretty positive if I were to take a guess. So I guess they're just saying that just to show how capable the PC version is. Of course, it's more capable than the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, but it will also support HDR if those two versions I mentioned earlier do. And then the ability to run high-end display settings with 4K resolution. Now, I'm not entirely too sure actually if that's a thing with the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. I believe the main like selling point of those two systems is the ability to play them in 4K resolution or whatever. So obviously you would mainly get a PS4 Pro and stuff like that if you have 4K and whatnot. But yeah, there's also multi-monitor configurations. So I believe that's something they also did with Grand Theft Auto 5 when they did it on the PC, so you can have like triple monitor setups, maybe even more than 3 fucking monitors, if for some reason there's someone out there with more than 3 monitors, like much more than that. And then widescreen configurations, not surprised there. Not sure if that's a thing on consoles as well. And then, like I mentioned on my other video about the PC version when they first announced it, I was saying that like one of the main changes of the version is probably going to be better frame rates. So yes, they did confirm there will be faster frame rates, because I believe consoles, at least the basic consoles, are probably capped at like 30 frames per second. Who knows, it could even be less than that for like 20. Not entirely too sure on that, because I'm not that tech savvy. But anyways, I'll be going on to the next clip. Alright, so as mentioned before, of course, in addition to technical enhancements, there's new content enhancements as well, of course. So, of course, starting off, we have 3 new bounty hunter missions. First one being Herman Zizendorf or whatever. That one's apparently in Blackwater. And I believe when you get to the point of like the RDR 1 map, of course, or the Red Dead Redemption map, there really isn't much to do in the game, unfortunately. So it's definitely very good to hear they're expanding the Blackwater bounty poster. I believe in the original versions there is a bounty poster on Blackwater, by the way. That's not like confirming there's any like new like things much to do in like the old version of West Elizabeth. With Blackwater, the bottom half is basically the half from Red Dead Redemption, by the way. Then there's a Camille de Millenmont bounty by Catfish Jacksons. I'm not sure exactly where Catfish Jacksons is, but whatever. And then Bart Kavanaugh is in Big Valley, which I think is an area in the top half of West Elizabeth, aka the new part of West Elizabeth with Red Dead Redemption 2. Then onto the Gang Hideouts. These two Gang Hideouts are pretty interesting, I would say, because I'm pretty sure both of them are from Red Dead Redemption. Similar to how I'm pretty sure there's a Twin Rocks Gang Hideout, but that's one only with the Special Edition and Ultimate Edition of the game. So you can't do the Twin Rocks Gang Hideout unless you have the Special or Ultimate Editions of the game. These two new ones are exclusive to the PC version, as far as we know, because there still seems to be zero confirmation that any of this is coming to consoles at some point. But yeah, you take out more the Lobo Gang members in the new hideouts at Gaptooth Breach and Solomon's Folly. Now the interesting thing about Gaptooth Breach, of course, aside for it being in New Austin, so it's nice they're going to be expanding on New Austin with a couple new gang hideouts. As far as I know, Solomon's Folly is also in New Austin, or it could be in the part of West Elizabeth that's from Red Dead Redemption. That's also possible. Not entirely sure where Solomon's Folly is, by the way, or Folly. But going back to the Gaptooth Breach, I recall that one taking place in like the mine or whatever in Red Dead Redemption. I don't know if Red Dead Redemption 2's Gaptooth Breach has a mine section, but you had to go in like an actual like mine shaft or something like that, if I remember, in Red Dead Redemption's Gaptooth Breach. So it'd be pretty interesting if they did that again with, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2. Though I'd like it to kind of be a different experience compared to the one from Red Dead Redemption, if I were to put any input in that. And then Solomon's Folly, I think that one was originally a PlayStation 3 exclusive gang hideout for Red Dead Redemption. Then it became available on Xbox 360 as like DLC or something like that. I'm not too sure. Or it might have been the other way around, I'm not too sure. So it's interesting that one was added on for Red Dead Redemption for at least one version of the game. But yeah, that one's going to be available again as a Red Dead Redemption 2 gang hideout in this game for the PC exclusively, as far as we know. But I'll be talking about more of the features, of course, in the next clip. Onto more new content, there's the 2 new treasure maps, being the Landmarks of Riches and an Elemental Trail, which will be more opportunities for gold bars and other rewards. So that's definitely pretty nice for gaining more money, specifically for the PC versions of the game. And then there's going to be a new Stranger mission, actually. Or actually just says new mission, but if I were to take a guess, it would be a Stranger mission called To the Ends of the Earth, where you collect requested herbs for a range of rewards. So it reminds me of the hunting requests, I would say, in the story mode right now, where you hunt a certain number of animals. There's like 5 stages of it, I believe, and then each stage gave you like certain rewards, I'm pretty sure. So it's probably going to work very similar to that. So that's why I'm pretty confident to say that it's probably going to be a Stranger mission. And by the way, it sounds pretty similar to like a Stranger mission with Red Dead Redemption. I believe there was a like Stranger where you had to collect herbs before in Red Dead Redemption, so it might be pretty similar to that. But anyways, moving on to the new weapons for story mode, which it honestly sounded like it was going to be more exciting when they initially announced it. But there's really only one new weapon. The rest are ones that were from Red Dead Online for some reason. So to start off, this is the new weapon in the screenshot, by the way, right here. And it's the M1899 pistol, which is an all-new semi-automatic handgun with clip-loaded ammunition. Not entirely sure what that last part means, but it's probably the closest we'll basically get to like a modern weapon, I suppose, for a while in this game, I would say. Kind of looks like a pretty, like, Glock looking like gun, I would say. But either way, this is actually the high power pistol from Red Dead Redemption, believe it or not. Because the high power pistol in Red Dead Redemption is based off of the M1903. Reason it's the M1903 in that game is because that game takes place a few years later. But yeah, the high power pistol is going to be making its way in. By the way, in Red Dead Redemption, the weapon has like a clip of 8 rounds, by the way. So it's an 8-round pistol. I'm pretty sure similar to the volcanic pistol, I believe, right now. I believe right now in the game, the volcanic pistol was an 8-round or a 9-round pistol. So its ammo capacity is going to be pretty close to the volcanic pistol, I would probably imagine. I'm not sure if the 1899 and then the 1903, if they had like a different ammo capacity. But yeah. I find it pretty interesting referring it to the M1899 pistol. So is that what it's actually going to be called in game instead of like the high power pistol? Because clearly this is the high power pistol. Because you could go on like Red Dead Wiki, you could go to the weapons and redemption page, and then you could go on the high power pistol page, and it would say it's based on the like M1903. Might not be what it says on the page, but if you go to the Wikipedia page of what it's based on, it refers to it as a M1903. So this has got to be the high power pistol. And by the way, this is the last pistol from Red Dead Redemption that had to make its way back into Red Dead Redemption 2. So if this being released, it's the last like pistol and revolver from the first game that has not been in this game. So for now on, if they're going to be doing a new pistol or revolver, it seems they're going to have to do a new weapon, which is pretty exciting, where you finally have all the pistols, it seems, from Red Dead Redemption in this game. It's definitely pretty nice there. And yes, finally, Rockstar. High power pistol is the one I really wanted in this game. Between all the like pistols and revolvers, that's probably the weapon I've wanted most. However, please don't tell me this is a PC exclusive weapon for the rest of the game. That would fucking suck. This was literally like the weapon from Red Dead Redemption I was looking forward to the most, I would say. But either way, of course, moving on, there's the Evans repeater, the High Roller revolver, and then the Lamat revolver. Doesn't really need any say, I would say, because they're already in Red Dead Online, of course, for the current versions of the game. The PC version will just have the convenience of having them in single player. Rockstar, why the fuck haven't you done this in the first place? You could have added the weapons into the game, I'm pretty sure, like you did with GTA. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 had like its first couple... had its like first weapons from like the first couple years of the game. The single player even got those fucking weapons, so I don't know why the fuck you couldn't be putting these weapons in the whole time. Better late than never, I suppose. But it's a pretty annoying way to introduce them into single player, because like our consoles just never want to get them in single player. Like, are you trying to kill off the single player for the console players? I really think those need to make its way into consoles at least. But yeah, I'll be going on to the new horses in the next clip. Alright, on to the new horses of the game. Once again, I'm pretty sure most of these are kind of from Red Dead Online. But yeah, to get started, there's going to be the Warped Brindle Arabian, a fast and agile mount, so it's the type of the horses in Arabian. And then next one up is an Absolutza, the Fusebot Absolutza. A beautiful and hardy, ideal for cross-country journeys. So that one sounds like its traction or whatever is going to be pretty good for both like on the dirt roads and like off-roading and whatnot for those Fusebot Absolutza from what I could tell. And then the Perlino Andalusian. I believe this was a PS4 30-day exclusive for us. for either the 2.26.19 update or the spring 2019 update. I believe it's from one of those updates. I'm not too sure which one. Then the red chestnut Arabian. I believe that was a day 1 horse in Red Dead Online, which was PS4 30-day exclusive. So that's the original PS4 30-day exclusive horse, the red chestnut Arabian. And then there's also apparently 3 new wild horse variations. So it seems these ones might only be in the wild, so you might not be able to get them from like a stable or whatever. Assuming horses from the list of new horses for story mode that were listed earlier will be available in stables or anything like that. But yeah, the 3 new wild horse variations are going to be in wild herds, and they're going to be the buttermilk buckskin Kentucky Saddler, the liver chestnut Morgan, and then the gold Palomino Tennessee Walker. Now I wonder if that gold one's actually going to perform very well or not. Obviously it has gold to it, but still. And then there's 5 new trinkets, of course, as well, that are only coming out. The Hawk Talon, which permanently decreases stamina bar drain speed by 30% when drawing a bow. Now the pretty interesting thing about this one is I wonder if you can combine it with like the arrowhead in a single player right now, which I believe gives you like double stamina or something with the bow equipped. This one says it's when you draw the bow, but still, I believe people can find a creative use to combine the arrowhead I mentioned earlier and this. Perhaps, I'm not too sure. Then there's the cat eye. The cat eye permanently increases the length of fortifying tonic effects by 20%. Pretty nice there. And then onto the shark tooth. I find this one to be the most interesting one because it's not really like based on any animal that's actually in the game. By the way, I think there's a shark tooth if you can like, I don't know, I think there's a part of the like the map or something if that you can clip into or something through glitches or something, and there's a like hidden shark for the map or something. I believe Zach Cox TV has a video on it or something. Not entirely too sure, but it permanently increases horse bonding experience bonus by 10%. So the shark might have been a beta animal, so I don't know if shark's gonna be in the PC version, but I don't know, it could just be a random shark tooth easily. That's what I'm expecting it to be. Turtle shell, which permanently increases health bar refill speed by 10%. Interesting there. And then crow beak permanently increases looted ammo by 10%. Interesting. Very interesting. That one could be really useful as an easy way to fill up ammo, of course. And then finally I'll be going into his PC specifications. Alright, so I'll be comparing the minimum and the maximum specifications pretty much here. So for minimum, the OS or operating system, of course, is Windows 7. Service Pack 1, I'm not entirely too sure what that second part is. And then the recommended specifications. I meant to say I would compare the minimum and recommended. Recommended is Windows 10, at least with the April 2018 update at the earliest. Of course, you should probably be way updated from that. And of course, if you're on Windows 7, I don't know what you're doing still. I would say there's probably barely anyone still on Windows 7 if I were to guess, though I'm not entirely too sure. Processor for minimum is Intel Core i5 2500K/AMD FX 6300, while the recommended is Intel Core i7 4770K, and then the AMD Ryzen 5 1500X. Just saying what those are, I'm not entirely too sure I don't know how well of a processor those are though. However, so don't ask me, I'm not a big like tech whiz or anything on these processors and graphic cards and all this stuff. Minimum memory is 8 gigabytes. I don't know if the memory is like RAM or anything, but then 12 gigabytes for recommended. Graphic card for minimum is NVIDIA GeForce GTX 772 gigabyte, or of course the AMD Radeon R9 283 gigabyte. And then for recommended NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1066 gigabyte, and then AMD Radeon RX 484 gigabyte. And then for some reason HDD space stays exactly the same for minimum and recommended. HDD space, I would imagine, stands for hard disk drive space. So it's basically probably just the size of the game, I would imagine. That's not really an issue. And then sound card, DirectX compatible for both of them. And I believe pretty much everything has DirectX like support. I believe it's, when I got my laptop or whatever, it already had like DirectX, so I don't know if that's something that like just comes onto the computers or whatever. But whatever. And then of course at the end it just says to stay tuned for more info on the PC version, which includes a new official 4K 60 FPS trailer. By the way, on that, you might want to be careful if you're one of those people that re-upload Rockstar game trailers for some reason. I don't know if any of those channels will be watching this video, but if you are one of those channels, I believe there was something that went on with the Grand Theft Auto 5 one that YouTubers were uploading that, though. I guess something with how YouTube like compresses videos or something like that didn't make the trailer look 4K or something, so they had Rockstar had YouTubers take that down or something like that, if I remember. So do keep that in mind if you are for some reason one of those channels that re-upload Rockstar game trailers for any reason. And then for more information on all the versions, of course, they say to go to the game's official website. But yeah, that's finally going to be it for this stream, this video. Sorry that it's a long one, but I really like going into detail when I talk about stuff. That's just personally how I like doing my videos. Hope you enjoyed.